tomorrow is his appearance day. So let's take the opportunity to glorify the Supreme Lord, Mahavishnu, as he appeared as Advaita Acharya. Actually, it is said in the Shastra that that Advaita Acharya he is a combination of Mahavishnu and Sadashiva. Both. Sadashiva is Vishnu Tattva before entering the material universe. Then he becomes transformed as Shiva. But in the spiritual world, is known as Sadashiva and has his own Vaikuntha planet. So he combined along with Mahavishnu, and together they appeared as Shri Advaita Acharya. Bhaktavatar, the Lord, the Supreme Lord appearing as a devotee, as an avatar. No? Vishnu is an avatar for the material world. So Advaita Acharya is 50 years older than Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu always treated him with much respect and love and admiration. But Sri Advaita Acharya didn't like this very much because he took pride in being a servant of Lord Chaitanya. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, after coming back from Gaya, start to manifest his transcendental nature as a great Vaishnava. No? So all the Vaishnavas were very happy that finally Nimai Pandit became a great Vaishnava. So, but the Supreme Lord, he was so humble that he will wash the clothes of his devotees, and doing many menial service for his servants. But after some time, the Lord decided to reveal himself to his intimate associates, and that happened in the house of Srinivas Thakur, who is Narad Muni himself. So that pastime is called Sapta Praharana Lila. And also Mahaprakash, the great revelation. In that great revelation, Nimai Pandit sat down on the throne of Vishnu, and he started to give benediction, blessing to all his devotees. So he sent Ramai, the brother of Srinivas Thakur, to fetch Advaita Acharya from Shantipur along with his wife Sita Thakurani, and to worship him. So Ramai, in ecstasy, he went to Shantipur and gave the good news to Advaita Acharya that the person you worship for so long with so much love to save humankind is already here, because Advaita Acharya was one of the main reasons for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to come to this material world, because he was worshipping the Shalagram Shila and offering Ganga water, and to please his dear devotee, Lord Chaitanya appeared in this world. So Ramai told him, the Supreme Lord. So Advaita Acharya wanted to make a test, put the Lord on test. So he told Ramai, don't tell anything to Nimai Pandit. If he knows where I am without telling him, then he is my Lord. I will come. So Ramai went back to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and before saying anything, the Lord told him, go to the house of Acharya and tell Advaita to come here immediately to worship me, to offer me arti and food. I am his Lord, or to come right now. So Ramai was on ecstasy, and Advaita Acharya came with his dear wife Sita Thakurani, and they were very happy, offering obeisances and worshiping the Lord with lamp and different items. So it was a very, very ecstatic scene. And the Lord was bestowing upon everyone Krishna Prem. He was giving everyone love of Godhead. So then somebody announced, Mukunda Datta is here. And there are two Mukundas actually. One is Mukunda Datta and there is another which is Mukunda Das. So I guess one of them came and was announced. But the Lord said, no, I don't want to see him. Why? Is your dear devotee? No, he's a chameleon. When he's with the devotee, he praises Bhakti. And when he's with the Maya body, he praises Mukti. So he's a chameleon. I don't want to see him. Tell him that. So when Mukunda heard that, he was very, very morose and answered back, please ask the Lord when in the future I will be able to see him. And the answer came back, in a million lifetime. So when Mukunda heard that, he started dancing. Oh, one day I will see him. When Lord Chaitanya heard about his patience, he called him immediately in and told him he was joking with him. He was testing his patience. And then suddenly Lord Chaitanya announced that he will not give to his mother Krishna Prema. All devotees were shocked, were surprised. Why not? She's your dear mother. She's the mother of the universe. Why you will not give her Krishna Prema? And the Lord said, because she offended Advaita Acharya. How is that possible? You don't know. I know. When my dear brother left home to take sannyas and became Shankararanya, sannyas name, my mother in her mind, she criticized Advaita Acharya because my mother was going to study Bhagavad Gita with Advaita Acharya regularly. She thought because of his association with Advaita Acharya, he became renounced the war, because when he was 16, his parents wanted to arrange for his marriage. When he heard that, at midnight, he left home never to come back. So Shakti Devi, she thought, this is the fault of Advaita Acharya. Because my son associating with him, he became renounced to the world. He left home. So he should not be called Advaita, free of duality. His name should be Dvaita, full of dualities. So Nimai Pandit said, my mother criticized in her mind Advaita Acharya. And for that offense, she must, unless she asks forgiveness, I will not give her Krishna Prema. So when Sachi Devi heard that, she was very surprised. And she went and touched the feet of Advaita Acharya, bowed down to him. So when she did that, Nimai Pandit became very happy and he blessed her with Krishna Prema. This is a wonderful pastime, of course, just to teach us how respectful we should be to all Vaishnavas and avoid committing any offense to anyone. Very, very important lesson. So, in that way, the Lord revealed himself to Advaita Acharya. And then, when the Lord decided to take sannyas, he told 5 persons, among Nityananda and Srivas and others. And his mother, Sachi Devi, came to know about it. and she was very sad actually. And she asked her son, transcendental son, my dear son, you are the light of this house. You are leaving us now. What's the reason? And he told her, my dear mother, our relationship is eternal. Nobody can break our relationship, no time or space or anyone. You're eternally my mother. I'm eternally your son. In the past, you was Yashoda. I was your son Krishna. You was Kaushalya. I was your son Rama. So we now again together. And dear mother, I need your blessings so I can go and take sannyas. So to help all the peoples of the world, to give them Krishna consciousness, I need to leave home and preach all over India. So please give me your blessings. Satyadevi with a sad smile said, oh, my dear son, you are the Supreme Lord. You will do whatever you like. You have my blessings. You can go. So he was very happy to hear that. And after a few months, the Lord left home in the middle of the night when everyone else was sleeping. So Advaita Acharya, he told the devotees, I can't live without my Lord. Since he left us, there is no reason to keep our life together. I'm going to draw myself in the Ganga river. And all the devotees say, yes, we also are going to do the same with you. We are not going to commit suicide. We can't live without our Lord. So all of them rushed to river Ganga to throw themselves there. But the celestial voice was heard from the sky, telling them, don't commit suicide. Very soon you will see the Lord again at the house of Advaita Acharya. Please be patient. So they stopped. And Nityananda Prabhu promised them, I will go and get the Lord. Please wait for me in Chandpur, Advaita Prabhu's house. In a few days, I will be there. So they were happy to hear that. So Lord Nityananda with other 4 devotees accompanying him, he went to see the Lord, and the Lord, after he took sannyas from Keshava Bharati, he decided to go to Vrindavan. So after having a very ecstatic kirtan with Keshava Bharati and all the Vaishnavas, he grabbed his danda and rushed into the forest. I'm going to Vrindavan. But he was so much in ecstasy, he didn't know where he was going, north or south or east. So Nityananda Prabhu rushed after him and went ahead of him. And Nityananda Prabhu met some coward boys and told them, if a sannyasi come through here and ask you the way to Vrindavan, please direct him to this road here. And that road will lead actually to Shantipur. So after some time, Nityananda was behind Lord Chaitanya, and Lord Chaitanya saw him. Oh, Nityananda, you're here in the forest. Where are you going? Well, I heard you was going to Vrindavan, so I want to go with you. Oh, that's wonderful. Let's go together. And after walking for some time, Lord Chaitanya asked Nityananda, and how far is Vrindavan? Oh, just here is the river Yamuna. We are very close. So that was actually the Ganga river. So Lord Chaitanya went offer prayers to the Yamuna and obeisances, and he took bath there with all his garment on. He went into the river to take his bath. Meantime, Nanda Prabhu went to the house of Advaita Acharya and asked him to come in a boat with dry garments and towel to, gamcha to serve the Lord. So Advaita Acharya came in the middle of the river in the boat, and Lord Chaitanya saw him. He was surprised. Advaita, what are you doing here in Vrindavan? Advaita said, no, this is not Vrindavan, this is Shantipur. Oh, this Nityananda Prabhu cheated me. He told me that this is Vrindavan. I said, my dear Lord, wherever you are, that place becomes Vrindavan because you always carry Krishna in your heart, your mind. So any place you go becomes immediately Vrindavan. No, he cheated me. He told me this is the Yamuna River. And Advaita Acharya said, no, you're right, because here both rivers merge together. And the western bank, you're taking your bath, that's the Yamuna. So he told me to please come. I know you have 3 days without eating, so please, your mother prepared a nice feast, your favorite preparation, shak. So please come along with Nityananda and have prasad at my home. So the Lord went with them, and Advaita Acharya made 3 big plates. He offered one to his deities, one to Lord Chaitanya, one to Nityananda. So Chaitanya asked him, why you're making 3 plates? Offer only to your deities. No, that's fine, don't worry. And Nityananda and Lord Chaitanya complained, said, why you are giving so much food? I'm a sannyasi, can't eat too much. This is like for 5 men. But Nityananda Prabhu, he said the opposite. He said, I've been fasting 3 days walking in this forest, and now you are giving me such a small amount. I will continue being hungry. So Advaita Acharya picked the fight, transcendental fight with Nityananda. Of course, there's a joking between them that you are an avaduta, you have no caste. You jump here and there, eat in everyone's house. I'm a poor brahmana, so accept whatever I can give you and don't complain. I don't know if by associating with you, I will lose my caste. So when Nityananda Prabhu heard this joke, he grabbed a bunch of hot rice and throw it at Nityananda Prabhu, which stuck on his cloth. And Nityananda and Advaita was dancing in ecstasy, and Lord Chaitanya was enjoying the pastime, no, of them. So in that way, such wonderful, no, transcendental, beautiful relationship between the Lord and his. So it is said in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, no, that we should offer our obeisances to the Panchatattva, no. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivati Gaura Bhaktavrinda. Before chanting the Maha Mantra Hare Krishna, that is very much advised. But of course, this Panchatattva mantra, Prabhupada said, is for kirtan, not for japa. Because one devotee wanted to chant a full round with the Panchatattva mantra. Prabhupada said, no, this mantra is not for japa, it's only for kirtan. So, anyway, there is another verse that says, Panchatattvamakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam. That Rupa, the form of a devotee, the original form of the Lord, as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Bhakta Swarupa is Nityananda, the first expansion of the Lord, is Balaram himself. Bhaktavatar is Advaita Acharya, Vishnu Tattva. And then Bhakta Shaktikam. Gadadhar Pandit is the internal energy, Shri Radharani, Srimati Radharani. And Srivas Thakur is the marginal energy, Tatastha Shakti, as a pure devotee. He's Narad Muni. So anyway, after a few days staying at the house of Advaita Acharya, the Lord decided to leave to go to his mother. He had a meeting with his mother, very, very intense, emotional meeting. because first time she saw her son as a sannyasi, and she was overwhelmed with emotion. And the Lord fell flat in front of his mother and asked forgiveness. My dear mother, please forgive me. In my madness, I left home and took sannyas. Whatever you say, I will do. Because the Lord's devotees will ask the Lord, please, we can't live without your association. Why you don't come back to Navadvip and be with us? We can't survive if you don't come back. So the Lord one day told them, I also am very attached to your association. I relish so much Krishna Katha with all of you and the kirtan of the Lord in ecstasy. We are sharing so much joy, hearing and chanting and remembering about Krishna. But I'm telling you this, if my mother asked me to give up my sannyas and go back to Navadvip, I will do it. So they were all delighted to hear that, and they rushed to Sachimata and told her, the Lord said that. Are you gonna to ask him to come back to Navadvip, is it? And she very sadly smiling said, of course, I want him back more than life itself. But if he abandoned this duty as a sannyasi, so I can't ask him to come back because it will be more painful to me to hear about people criticizing him than his separation. So all of them realized how much love, and they realized that different loving relationship between them. So and that day, when the Lord fell at his mother's feet, and she ordered him, after he asked forgiveness from her, she grabbed him and he sat in her lap, and with tears in her eyes, she asked him, my dear son, I would like you to stay in Jagannath Puri, because in that way, devotees go every year for Ratha Yatra and they will bring me news about you. So in that way, it was arranged that he will live in Jagannath Puri. So with his mother's blessing and all the Vaishnavas, he left with 5 devotees accompanying him to Jagannath Puri. So, but after happened before Lord Chaitanya took sannyas or was after he took sannyas. Either way, what happened was that one day Nityananda Prabhu told Lord Chaitanya, actually some devotees told him that Advaita Acharya was preaching impersonalism from the Yoga Vasishta. So then the Lord said, that's not possible. Advaita Acharya is a great Vaishnava. Nityananda Prabhu confirmed, yes, I heard him with my own ears. He was telling his student, yes, Bhakti is very nice, but Mukti is higher, much better. And he's quoting Mayavadi's Shastra and all this, no? Anyway, when Lord Chaitanya heard that, he became very angry. He told Nityananda, we must go right now to Shantipur and do something about it right now, right away. So they rushed. They were swimming, actually. Both of them were swimming from Navadvip to Shantipur. And they arrived at the house of Advaita Acharya, and he was sitting giving a class to his students. And he was praising Mukti. Yeah, Bhakti is all right, but Mukti is much better. When Lord Chaitanya heard that, he was angry. He grabbed him from his beard and brought him down from the asana. And he sat on his chest and started slapping him in the face. You called me loudly to come from Vaikuntha to preach Bhakti, and now you're preaching against me? How is that possible? And he was slapping him, and all the students were completely bewildered. Sita Thakurani, Advaita's wife, she came running. You are gonna kill this old man. Please stop, stop. Finally, the Lord stopped, and he came back to external consciousness. And he asked everyone, did I did something wrong? Did I misbehave with somebody? The devotees were smiling, And he looked, Advaita Acharya was in ecstasy. He jumped in the air and started dancing. Oh, today, Lord Chaitanya accepted me as a servant and chastised me. So that was his plan. He didn't preach Mayavad philosophy because he was inclined to. He did it purposely, so he will be corrected and chastised by Lord Chaitanya, because he was 50 years older than Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya was offered obeisance to him, but he didn't like that. He wanted to be accepted as a servant. So he made that plan externally to preach impersonalism to be corrected and chastised. So he was very happy that the Lord did that. And he was dancing jubilantly. So then the Lord told Sita Thakurani, dear mother, I'm very hungry. Can you cook please something? And she very happily went to cook. If she was angry at Lord Chaitanya for slapping her husband, she would not accept to cook. But she understood that all this was a transcendental pastime of the Lord, and that way. So Advaita Acharya, well, cleverly, he could achieve his desire to be chastised by the Lord. And this reminds me, when Lord Chaitanya went to see the Mayavadi sannyasis, they asked him, why you are not reading the Vedanta? You must study the Vedanta like all other sannyasis. But instead of that, you are just chanting, dancing with like a sentimental, with many other sentimentalists. Why is that? Lord Chaitanya said, my Guru Maharaj said that I'm a murk, I'm a fool. I'm not qualified to study Vedanta Sutra. He told me rather I should chant the holy name of Krishna, the Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna. So I did that. And then after some time, my Guru came to see me again. So I have to ask him, dear Guru Maharaj, what kind of mantra you gave me? When I chant this mantra, I start to laugh, cry, roll on the ground. My body changed color. I fall unconscious on the ground. My dear Guru, what kind of mantra is this that making me crazy? And my Guru embraced me. He said, my dear son, I'm very happy to hear you say that. This is a symptom of love of Godhead. That pleases me very much. So Prabhupada explained that the Guru is more pleased when the disciple makes spiritual advancement than just give money to the Guru. Rather, he preferred that he see the disciple making spiritual advancement, that make him more happy, more satisfied. So anyway, I'm gonna now ask you to please, if you have any comments or you have any question, so we can have a little conversation if you like to. If you feel...
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you very much for your class. This is Leela Karadas. I don't know whether you... Oh, you remember me. Thank you.
Of course, yeah.
First of all, I'd like to offer my complete thank you for your classes, and also from the classes before association, all the way from my Bhakti years. It was always unlimitedly appreciated. Thank you very much. And your classes are always agreed upon. Thank you. And I'd just like to put this question because I feel that you can give some nice revelations. When we hear pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whether it comes from the Chaitanya Bhagavat or Chaitanya Charitamrita, etc., we hear different incarnations, like we hear Krishna incarnating in different devotees. For instance, Advaita Acharya, we can understand that he's Mahavishnu, and at the same time we can understand that Mahavishnu is not different from Krishna, it's the same person. And similarly with Lord Nityananda is not different from Lord Balaram, but at the same time our philosophy is considered to be monotheistic. There's only one God.
Yes.
So the question is, it's more like a common question, how it's inconceivable where Krishna incarnates himself in different forms. At the same time, he really feels the love for himself. Like it was like another empty, like for instance, the pastime you were talking about where Advaita Acharya was chastised by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and he felt great ecstasy. So I was wondering whether we can go more into that inconceivability, because it's inconceivable how one God can incarnate himself into different forms and appear, and at the same time appear to be different individuals and having experience in these different ecstasies.
Well, that is thank you for a nice question, Lakar Prabhu. Krishna is unlimited, so his personality is also unlimited. In order to enjoy varieties of pastimes with his different devotees, the Lord appear in different form. But you are right, we are monotheistic. We believe in only one supreme God. The Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is a verse that says, Ekala Ishvara Krishna Arasava Britya. There is only one supreme Lord, and that is Krishna. And everyone else is his servant. So we agree on that. You know, there is a mental sickness called multiple personality disorder. Have you heard about it? Yeah. Multiple personality disorder. You know, somebody, he changed personality every time in a while, you know. We have like, some people have 10, 15, 20% different personality at the same time with different names. Of course, they are crazy. But I mean to say, Krishna has multiple personalities in perfect order. No?
Oh, so that mental sickness doesn't apply to Krishna, I guess.
No, because that is a disorder. And Krishna has multiple personality in perfect order.
Oh,
it's transcendental.
Oh, I see.
It's for enjoyment. Prabhupada said variety is the mother of enjoyment. No, that's a saying, common saying. So Krishna likes to enjoy different varieties. There are as many avatars of Krishna as waves are in the ocean, countless. No? But he has a main principal avatars. Lord Chaitanya is not an avatar actually. He's an avatari. He's the origin of all avatars. He's no different from Krishna himself. No?
Right.
So anyway, we should understand it, because the other, you know, Abrahamic religion, the monotheistic religion, they have no idea about God's forms or God's activities. No problem, Damodar Maharaj. Thank you for being here. I'm very glad to be of some service to you also. And thank you for the invitation to speak about Lord Advaita today. Appreciate it. Hare Krishna. So anyway, I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, it does, and it's completely appreciated, Maharaj. It's just I in another aspect, I don't know, you can correct this or chastise me for saying this, but it could also be another opulent, you know, aspect of the Lord where it's achinta, inconceivable, how it's so inconceivable, you know, it's like that.
Yes, right. That's right. That's right. That's what the Shastra said. We can't understand Krishna's name, Krishna's form, Krishna's qualities or activities with the gross material senses. But when we engage our senses, beginning with the tongue, in the service of the Lord, then we can understand the Lord.
Right.
The Lord start to become revealed by chanting Hare Krishna and taking only Krishna Prasad becomes revealed. It's a revelation, actually.
Right.
So that's the way to understand it.
Right. Thank you, Maharaj. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Anybody else would like to comment something or ask a question?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandvat Pranam.
Haribol Ashish, Hare Krishna. I'm glad to see you here.
Great to see you, Maharaj. Thank you for sending the information. No, it was a wonderful class, and I was other day hearing about pastime of Lord Nityananda, and you know, I had heard so much about Lord Chaitanya, but knowing that Lord Nityananda was so merciful, and you know how he and that the contrast between him and Balram, you know, whereas Balram was much more strict, and you know he killed Romaharsha for showing arrogance, and here Lord Nityananda forgave Jagai and Matai even though they hit him with the pot. It was so transcendental, you know, to hear those pastimes. So thank you for today's class. You extended that further by talking about Advaita Acharya. So I really enjoyed listening to it, and please accept my humble obeisances.
Thank you very much for your appreciation. Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Yeah, Lord Nityananda is very merciful. Actually, more merciful than Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya was going to kill Jagai Madai. Because they offended his dear devotee, Nityananda Prabhu. But Nityananda Prabhu was so merciful and kind that he told Jagai Madai, it doesn't matter that you hurt me, but please chant the names of the Lord. So, and then you know, Nityananda is Dayalu, very merciful, very kind to the fallen souls. No? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So tomorrow is going to be Advaita Appearance Day, at least here in Mexico. Right. I don't know if in Arizona or Miami is going to be also the same date.
Yeah, it is tomorrow, yes.
Oh, wonderful. Okay.
So, Maharaj, before you leave, I wanted to ask about this. So we know that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came because Advaita Acharya requested that he come. And so basically, why did Advaita Acharya take the trouble to request the appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu?
Because Advaita Acharya, he felt as a humble Vaishnava that he was not able to convince people to take the path of bhakti. He saw people immersed in material enjoyment and mental concoction and devata worship, and they were much interested in karma kanda than in bhakti. So he felt that he could not do it himself. In his humbleness as a great Vaishnava, he felt unless the Supreme Lord himself, Krishna himself, comes, these people are not going to be saved. I can't save them. Only he can save them. So that's why in his great love and humbleness, he prayed to the Supreme Lord to come down from the spiritual world to help these people understand the importance of Krishna Bhakti.
All right. Thank you again, Maharaj. We have a question from Vamsi Krishna from Phoenix. Prabhu, can you go ahead and unmute?
Yes.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandvat Pranam.
Haribol,
Prabhu,
Vamsi Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, a nice lecture. And I have a question not about today's class, but I know something related to Nityananda Prabhu is so merciful, and we need to take a shelter of Nityananda Prabhu to get
Please
a
do.
mercy of access to Krishna's mercy. And same thing, we also hear that we need Tulsi Maharani's mercy before we get a mercy of Krishna. So how do we compare Tulsi Devi and Nityananda Prabhu, and how do we take shelter of Nityananda Prabhu?
Well, Nityananda Prabhu is considered Adi Guru, the original Guru. So in the Sampradaya that we belong to, which is Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya, the way to connect to Nityananda Prabhu is through this cyclic succession. So that's why it is important to be initiated and to render service to the Guru Parampara through the spiritual master, and that way we connect with Nityananda Prabhu. That's the way to do it. That's the proper way to do it. And also we worship the Lord by offering tulsi leaves and the food we offer to the Lord. We offer to his lotus feet the lotus leaf. This tulsi leaves. In that way we are worship. I mean to say, Advaita Acharya, remember the mantra that says, the Lord himself said, those who worship me with the tulsi leaf and Ganga Jal, a little water from the river Ganges, I have no way to repay them but to give myself to them. So we can see how important is the tulsi plant for the Lord. He's pleased when we worship him with using the leaves of tulsi and the Ganga Jal. So I hope that answers your questions.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. Jai Haribol.
Hi, Maharaj, we have a question in the chat from somebody
please
by the
do.
name of R. Poncha. He's saying, Hare Krishna
Yes,
Maharaj.
please.
You saw it?
Yeah, I'm seeing it.
Okay,
You
good.
can read it.
Yeah, he said, could you please tell us about the pastimes of Advaita Acharya after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left to Jagannath Puri? And he says, this is not much known to me.
Okay, you can read about it, of course, in Chaitanya Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita. You're right, not much said after the pastime of Advaita Acharya after Lord Chaitanya left. Of course, Advaita Acharya will accompany devotees every year to Jagannath Puri to take part in the Ratha Yatra. So it is known that Advaita Acharya had 6 sons. 3 of them, they followed the path of Krishna Bhakti, and 3 of them deviated from the path of Bhakti, and he rejected them. So Prabhupada explained that this is very important lesson from Sri Advaita Acharya, that even if your son is impersonalist, he rejected them. And the other sons who were Vaishnavas, he accepted them. So that's a great lesson from Sri Advaita Acharya. He's the great Acharya. Actually, Advaita Acharya traveled to Vrindavan also. And he found the deity Madan Mohan. And he gave it to a Brahmin disciple in Mathura who was worshiping it. And that's when Sanatana Goswami found that deity in the house of a Brahmin. And finally, he took the deity with him to Vrindavan. And you know the story, after he built the big temple, the first temple in Vrindavan. So Advaita Acharya did perform many pastimes like this one. And so you can read more about it in these two books, Chaitanya Bhagavat, Chaitanya Charitamrita, you can find everything you want to know about Advaita Acharya is there. Thank you for your interest to know more about him.
All right. So at this point, do we have any more questions for Maharaj? It doesn't necessarily have to be on the subject matter.
It's okay if they have a philosophical question. It's fine.
All right. So anything from anyone?
Are you broadcasting through Facebook also, or just Zoom?
I'm doing Zoom and YouTube.
YouTube simultaneously.
Yeah.
Oh, very good. Very good.
Yeah, so YouTube.
All right. If there are no more questions then or comments.
All right. So we do want to thank you for taking the time to give the class, and everyone can actually unmute and say a quick Hare Krishna to Maharaj.
Dandvat Pranam Maharaj. Thank you very much.
Haribo, Bhaktashi, Hare Krishna. Thank you for the
Dandvat Pranam,
lecture.
Hare Krishna.
Jai Haribo, Haribo, Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. Jai Haribo, Haribo. Gaur Premanandi, Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Advaita.
Yes.
Hari Hari. Jai Ho, Jai.
Hare Krishna,
All best
Gurudev.
wishes. Jai Haribo.
Hare
Hare Krishna. Govinda Vallavi, Haribo.
All right. So we want to thank everyone for coming to the class this evening, and we're gonna end the broadcast. Maharaj is gone. Hare Krishna, everyone. Glory to Shri Prabhupada.